Hi, this is Tutor and this is Quotes 97. Today is the first one we actually have by JFK. JFK, of course, stands for John F. Kennedy. All right, here's the quote. Let's take a look at it. Those that make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. Remember, if we say inevitable means something sooner or later will happen. So you could probably oppress people. You can hold them down for so long. And sometimes it could be a very long time. Eventually, they'll wake up and they'll fight back. Eventually. All right, so let's read the note here. This quote by John F. Kennedy is basically saying, if you continue to silence the will of the people, to try to be quiet, don't say that, silence the will of the people, whether it be through censorship, not allowing opposition or anyone with opposing ideas to be able to speak. Of course, this is a tactic often used by communists and socialists, and any government that tries to, that take a lot of power and they try to silence the opposition. They don't want anybody who has different ideas to be able to speak. So that's why even in a country where you may disagree with what somebody else says, they should always be allowed to say it either way, because you really do not want censorship. Censorship is a very dangerous thing. Passing unconstitutional or illegal rules or laws. This is another way that you could suppress people or hold them down. Remember, we had done a quote a while ago with Martin Luther King, where he said, remember, everything Hitler did was legal. Sometimes when the government passes the rule or passes a law, even though they pass the law, you say it's legal. Well, not really if it goes against the Constitution. That's the reason why you have the Constitution. Or illegal rules, laws. Rigged elections. All right, this is a big one. A rigged election is a fixed election. Somebody, one way or another, they did it. Whether they did it through hacking voting machines or stuffing ballots or simply, controlling the people who count the votes. We say a rigged election, a fixed election. It's a lot more out there than you realize. So this is another way that you're holding down the will of the people. Sometimes those election results are not really the way the election went. Brainwashing through controlled media. Yeah, a lot of people with special, powerful interests, a lot of bankers and stuff, control a lot of the media out there. So this is one of their strongest weapons, to try to, criticize, even if they don't have total censorship. They may try to criticize anybody that goes against their ideas, and again, repeat. Remember, that's another famous one by Goebbels, that was under the Nazis, under Hitler. And I think Hitler himself also repeated, a few people repeated this. If you repeat a lie enough times, it becomes the truth. And if you control the media, this is another way of doing that, etc. It will sooner or later lead to a violent revolution. So if you hold people down too much, you make it too unbearable for them, sooner or later they may fight back. If they can fight back, remember that's another thing that always comes up, because sometimes we always say in countries where they take away guns, like in communist and socialist ones, sometimes the people can't fight back. That was another famous saying by Stalin. One gun controls 100 people. So all right. So sooner or later, it will lead to violent revolution. A real peaceful revolution is always the better way, if possible. So that's what you want. So you have to be very careful of all the things that are mentioned here. Hopefully you don't want it. That's the way powerful people or sometimes governments can hold down their people, suppress their people. So anyway, it's a very good quote by JFK. He was very awake and he was aware of this when he said it. Anyway, I hope you appreciate it. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.